So life throws a lot of challenges to us, and we have to make choices. So I'm sure you also, at every stage this happens. Maybe at your stage you'll have to make choice between two things. Suppose you take up clubs, you'll have to make choices, which is very difficult. So how do we go ahead with these choices? Some of us have an instinct. Instinctively we make choices. Some of us weigh the pros and cons and then make choices. How do you think you make choices? Can just think about it, and one of you can answer. Just think about what what strategy you apply to make choices. Do you make it intuitively? You know what intuition is? Intuition is on the spot. You can sort of, you have a sixth sense which might tell you that yes, this is the right thing for me to do. Some people take, time to weigh the pros and cons and then make choices. There's a third category of people who make choices by the herd. Herd in the sense H-E-R-D, herd. Oh, all my friends are doing this, so I do it. Isn't it? Oh, my friend is taking up this club. Okay, I will do. We neither go by our intuition, nor we go by the pros and cons. We just do because our friends are doing. Now you think about what is the best way to make choices. I'm talking about choices because this poem, The Road Not Taken, is all about choices. Once you make a choice, you may not be able to get back and do it all over again with the choice B. If you have taken a choice A, maybe you'll have to go because one thing will lead to another, will lead to a third. If you're taking one route, it will take you to a longer destination. At that point of time, it is not possible most of the times to come back and take another choice. I hope you're able to understand what I'm saying. I'm just giving an introduction to this poem. Can't see the video. I don't know whether they're able to understand me or not.
Ma'am, you'll have to take the class through. They might not be able to respond because if each person starts responding, we'll run out of time.
All right. So I'll go ahead, whatever may be the case.
Yeah, children, if you're not able to hear, please raise your hand. Okay. Otherwise, we continue with the sessions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So I was talking about choices. So The Road Not Taken, this poem is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet. Okay. And he was born on 26th March 1874. And all his poems, most of them were very very what do you say, it is based on real life situations. Okay, and he also wrote a lot of poems on nature. Okay, this is about him. So this poem, Road Not Taken, is all about making choices. So and this poem deals with the poet has two choices in front of him, and he's not saying it, upright. He's giving us through some symbolisms. He's applying symbolisms. I'll just read the poem for you. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. One thing, let me tell you, children, if you all don't have, I don't know if all of you have the textbooks. If you don't have the textbooks in your hands, you can always Google NCERT Class 9 Beehive PDF. So you get all the textbook PDF format. You will get it. So you can view that. Actually, when I don't have a textbook with me, I couldn't bring it from school. Therefore, I'm using the PDF from Google. So you can please Google it and get your textbooks from the net. So don't say that I don't have the textbooks, I can't do my. So after the class, you'll be given worksheets and work to do. All right. So coming back to the poem, the road not taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So here he's, as I told you, he's using symbolism, symbols. He's not straight away giving us, okay, these are the two choices. He's very beautifully he's written about symbols. So this poem, what will your learning outcome be through this poem? What is your learning objective? Why are you learning this poem? Okay, first is to understand the metaphorical meaning of the poem. Okay, I told you he is using a lot of symbolism. You will read and understand the beauty of the poem. Okay, that is the beauty of a poem. When you are writing a poem with few words and few lines, you're giving a whole lot of message, a very deeper message you're giving, just using few lines. So that is the beauty of a poem. So here he's using, in order to bring out the beauty, you use lot of poetical devices. Here also the poet is using a lot of poetical devices, which we'll be doing at a later time. I mean, later in this class. So take the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So just imagine the poet is standing in the crossroad. Just visualize this. He's standing in the crossroad, and in front of him there are two roads. What does the road symbolizes here? It's your journey of life. You can see the journey of your life ahead, and there's not one. There are choices in front of you. So the roads mean the journey, and it's diverged in a yellow wood. Diverged means it's spreading. From one point, it's spreading in two directions. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood. He says yellow because it is, what does it show? Autumn, where the leaves are yellow and it falls. You know, it's fall. Autumn season. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. So he's standing at the crossroad and watching the two roads, the two different choices he has to make. Should I travel on this road or should I travel on the other road? Okay, and I could not travel. And of course, he cannot possibly travel on both the roads. He has to make a choice. Be one traveler long I stood, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So when you make choices also, you are stuck between two things and you don't know how to go ahead. So what do? You think about, either you go by the intuition as I said, or you think about the pros and cons, or you go by the herd mentality. Here he's standing and he's looking till where the bushes are. Undergrowth is the bushes. So to where it bent in the undergrowth. So till the end of the road, as far as I can see, he's seeing both the roads. He's having a view at both the roads. So two roads diverge in a yellow word. Two roads means the journey of your life, which has two roads means two choices. It also means a journey of your life. In a yellow wood here it means autumn. Sorry, I could not travel both. Be one traveler long I stood and looked down as far as I could. So he's looking as far as he could. That means he's weighing the pros and cons to where it bent in the undergrowth. I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we go to the next stanza.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Hi,
Yes, ma'am.
Shrestha. Good morning. All right. I hope it's clear. Just show your thumbs up if you think you understood that. Yes. Then took the other. So he's deciding which one to take, and he's looking far into the undergrowth. Undergrowth is a bush, till where the plants and the bushes are. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. So he says, he decided, then he said, okay, let me take this particular, he's deciding to take one particular road, which is just as fair, because both seemed almost the same. Just as fair means almost the same. But that particular road which he takes, has a better value, has a better claim, has a better value than the other, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Why it had a better value? Because it was full of grass and nobody had full of grass, and it wanted wear. Wanted wear is, it wanted that nobody had walked, and as if the road was saying that yes, I want somebody to come on my road. It wanted wear. Wear is, which is worn off. You see, no, things are worn off. So it really wanted that uh, being used. It wanted to be used. Though as for that passing there had warned them really about the same. But again he thought, yeah, it's almost the same. But again he thought the one road is calling him because it wanted where. So he's in a dual mind. He is in a conflict. I still both look the same. Still this is better. Still again when I look at it, looks the same. So he was in a conflict. He was sort of contemplating what to use, this one or that one. Go to the third stanza. And both that morning equally lay, indeed no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So then that morning, again when he saw, like it was almost the same. In leaves, no step had trodden black. So again, although it was the same, one road was not used much, because he says in leaves no step had trodden black. That line tells that particular road was not used as much. Oh, I kept the first for another day. So since this road was telling, yeah, it's not, it was giving him a hint that it was not used much, he thought he will use that. And he said, the other one I'll keep for another day. The second road I'll keep for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. So now what does this mean? The very important line, yet knowing how way leads on to way. So he says, although the
Yes,
first one was calling, I'll be using that road, but I know the second, the road B, I will use it for another day. Yet knowing, yeah, but I still know that if I use the road A, it will go on, take me on and on. It may be difficult for me to come back and use the other road. He says, if I choose one path A, it's going to take me further and further and further. Because one road leads to another. One choice leads to another. It's difficult for me. Once suppose you take a choice of probably right now I can give an example of choosing after your 10th, and you have to choose your subjects, commerce or maybe science. That's the thing it comes to my mind right now. So you're choosing between commerce and science. Now it's very difficult. Both look the same, both have the same the destination is the same, and so you're difficult. It's a difficult choice to make for you. But then you can't say that, yes, I will choose, I will do this, I'll take up commerce, I'll check how it is, then I will come back, and if I don't like, I'll come back and choose science. It's difficult choice. You can't make that, because once you choose commerce, you complete, then you go to another one, you go to a third one, you go along that in that direction. Then after that, after traveling a distance, you can't come back. Okay, say I don't like it anymore, I can't come back and do the other stream. It's difficult. Maybe it's possible these days, but then it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time. So he says it's very difficult because one road leads to another. Yet knowing how way leads to, I hope you understood that. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. Keeping that in mind, he was wondering whether he can ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Last stanza, I shall be telling it with a sigh. Some way ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Then he's already made choice. Now he says it's difficult to come back and take the another road. All these other choices he has made. Now he says, in last paragraph, he's looking back. He's in a reflective mood. He's reflecting on his early choice, and he says, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Here, we don't know whether it's a good sigh of relief, a sigh of
Ma'am, he says that he has come a long way, and
yeah,
he's looking back at his journey, and he's coming a long way back, ma'am. It's like that.
Yeah, he's gone. He's taken a choice, made a choice, and then now he's looking back at his choice. I shall be telling this with a sigh. He's taken a choice and moved ahead. Okay, now at that point of his life, he's moved ahead in life and is looking back. In a reflective mood, he says, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. So he says, when I look back later, I have taken, he says, two roads diverged in a wood. I will be telling this, that two roads, he says, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that is made on. He says, later when I look back, I will be thinking whether I don't know whether I did the right choice or not. And that has made all the difference. Now, all the difference, we don't know whether it's a good difference or a bad difference, whether it's made something good, it has brought good for him. That is, he has left it for the readers to decide. Okay, he says, got it, Samir? So later in his life, when he looks back, and he will look back at his decision, and he will say that two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What do you think? It's a good difference or a bad difference? Must have done something good for him. Probably because he has taken the road which hardly people have used. That is, he has taken a very different one, not the one which everybody takes. Okay, that's a summary of the poem. So, did you understand the symbolisms of what is used here? Okay, These are, I told you in the first beginning, the symbolisms he used. Then he is also used. What is the road not taken? That talks about the choice he's not made. The road not taken, the title of the poem talks about the choice he has not made. Okay. So, and then he tells that it has made all the difference. And that has made all the difference. Okay. So maybe his the choice, the one he took the road which is less traveled by, and that has brought him some good. We always go by the herd instinct. All of them choose engineering, so okay, that is good. If probably you don't have the skill to be an engineer, but then since everybody is taking, you don't listen to your inner voice. So it's better to listen to your inner voice and go by your instinct. Okay. So here we have, let's talk about the poetic devices. The first stanza you've seen, and sorry I would not travel both, and be a traveler long I stood. There's a repetition of the first word, and. Wherever there's a repetition of the first word, some poems you can see the repetition of the last word. That is called anaphora. Okay, when this, you can just make it, write it down somewhere. The repetition of the first word in a stanza is called anaphora. Anaphor, anaphora. Then you have the second stanza, wanted where. I think you should know what it is. Alliteration, wanted, the repetition of sounds, wanted where. It's an alliteration. And the first stanza also is a metaphor. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. It's talking about choices. So this poem is mostly about metaphor. All right. So here again, to where it bent in the undergrowth. That's also a metaphor because he's trying to weigh the pros and cons. He's trying to look far away, far a distance. Then we
Excuse
have.
me, ma'am.
Sorry.
I'm Vaishnavi.
Yes.
I have a
Vaishnavi, tell
doubt.
me. Tell
I
me.
have a doubt. So did the
Yeah, go ahead, Vaishnavi.
did the poet come back from the other way and again go to the road B, the other part?
No. He says no, it's difficult. Probably he's not. That's why he says I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. He has not come back. Had he come back, must have been, he says it's difficult for me to come back. At one point, he says that, right?
Yeah, so he just went.
He just went. And when you make a choice, he says, no, it's difficult to come back because one choice leads you to another, to another, to another. So it's difficult to come back. So he would not have come back.
Okay, ma'am.
That's how I perceive it. See, a poem can be perceived by different people in different ways. It's not this one right and one wrong. When you really look at the poem, that's the beauty of the poem. Each one has a different way of looking at it. Probably you read again and again, you'll get more meaning. You can understand much more. So when you that's how you get to know the, actual meaning of the poem. And how you perceive may be a little different from how I perceive. Essence will be the same, but how you interpret the lines will be different. All right.
Ma'am, could you please,
Yes.
repeat the website's name in which we get the PDFs?
Just go class 9 NCERT Beehive PDF.
Thank you, ma'am.
Got it? Got it? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what about the road not taken. Okay, here you have the words, glosses, diverged. It's like fork, separate. You know, there's one the crossroad with two roads, one point with two roads meet. Undergrowth, want, where, and hence. Okay. So, anything else you want to ask about this poem? Okay. Let me ask you some metaphor. I told you.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is does it have any kind of a glossary or something?
It has a few words. It
Okay,
has
ma'am.
glossary. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So just let me talk to you about the metaphorical lines. Two roads diverged in a wood. That means there is a choice. Okay, that's also that's a metaphor. So metaphor, it symbolizes something. So the roads diverged in a wood is a metaphor which symbolizes choice. Yellow wood is a metaphor. It symbolizes autumn season. Line number 5, to where it bent in the undergrowth. It symbolizes the pros and cons you take, or the future. It symbolizes future. Then they took the other just as fair. It symbolizes a decision which he took. And it was grassy, symbolizes it wanted symbolizes unconventional decision, not the regular. They have not used. Okay, not been tested. Yeah. So this is about the poem. Minute, let me see if there's anything I can ask you. So Suresh, you done? You understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood the poem?
Yeah.
It's a simple poem, but it's very deep in meaning. Okay. So this is about it. I'll be sending you the worksheet, maybe a simple worksheet. If you all don't have a fresh book, you can use A4 sheets and you can file it for later use. So this is this poem in a nutshell. This poem is about the road not taken, is about the choice which the author did not, and he made a choice based on he made an unconventional choice, something which regular people have not made. His choice was unconventional. It was unconventional, and therefore, and he knew that it's difficult for him to come back, and he knew it was difficult for him to come back and choose the other road, because the choice he had made must be taking him in a very to such an extent that is difficult for him to come back. And then he says, at this point, when I look back, after some years, when I look back, I will realize that two roads, I had to make this difficult choice. And I chose the unconventional one, and that has made all the difference in my life. This is what the natural the poem is about. All right. So all of us must be, we also must be having such a situation where we'll have to make choices. So the best ways, there are three ways people make: either to go by instinct, always to your instinct. That first decision, the first instinct which tells yes, this is the right choice. That's the best way to do. Otherwise, you can even use the pros and cons method, where the advantages and disadvantages. The least thing you should follow is to go by the herd, by the regular route that everybody takes. May not work for you. Maybe you're not skilled enough to do what your friend is doing. So that's the last thing you should do. These are the two best ways to take up a choice, to decide on a choice. Okay, this is in a nutshell the poem is about.